Hello, everyone. My name is Dio Morales, host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and you are watching round 4 of the Coruscant Invitational. For those of you who don't know, the Coruscant Invitational is the pinnacle, the end, the creme de la creme of the System Open Series that took place in this last year. So this is the championships. We have a couple of funky rules that my co-partner here is going to explain to you in a minute, and I think that's a perfect transition to introduce you to.
My name is Devin Monkhouse, and I help lead the Prototype Toronto League in Toronto, Canada.
That's right. Yeah. So thank you so much for helping us out. Let's talk about this format.
So what happened was FFG ran a bunch of giant events. I think Birmingham had 500. In here in America, they were getting over 200 people. So if you were in the top 4 in those events, or if you came first in the Hyperspace Open, then or the Hyperspace Trials, sorry, and came top 4 in the Open, then you got an invite here, and we got 96, 97 players here today, and we have some of the best players in X-Wing. What FFG then did was they had a vote on Twitter saying, all right, here are some upgrades from Rebel, Scum, and Imperial. Vote for your favorite one, and that one, not only do the players have to take it, but it's going to be free. So we have Tyler Tippet here on the left, a Swarm player extraordinaire, a Imperial player to the core, a Decimator player, flying here a bunch of planetary sentinels in X-Wing 2.0. And he's flying Whisper with Ruthlessness. He's got to get it in there somewhere. Admiral Sloan, and just 4 generic strikers. Then we have Nathan Eide here on the right, and he's flying Supernatural Reflexes Luke with Protorps and R2-D2. Miranda Doney, who he's trying to, I guess, prove everyone wrong that she's good. A lot of the internet is claiming that Miranda Doney is not so great here in 2.0. And Sabine Wren with Trickshot. Now the Rebel card that was chosen as the distinctive card for Rebels and what is free that they have to take is Leo Organa, and you see her there on Miranda Doney. Now, Ruthlessness says if I'm shooting at an opponent and I have a ship at range 1 of that, the defender, I can change one of my dice to a hit, and in exchange for a damage on my own ship. And Leo Organa has 3 charge tokens on her, and once every 3 turns, essentially, you can choose to have all of your red maneuvers for that one turn be white. And then she'll recharge more tokens at that point. So this is really exciting. I really want to see how Tyler's flying this list. He's a very good. Both of these players are at 2-1. They're both extremely good players. Again, we've got almost 100 of the best X-Wing players in the world here. Even in the salt mines, we have national champions and open winners and system open champions and hyperspace trial champions. People who've gone 12-0 at tournaments are down at the bottom. So you got to make the right meta guess. You got to bring an interesting squad. And it's the second game in a row we've seen with Supernatural Reflexes Luke. There's a few of them out there. And I'm really interested to see how this goes. We saw a non-regenerating Luke last round with Paul Heaver. We do have a regenerating Luke Skywalker this round, much more expensive.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's better when you win and worse when you lose.
Yep. Now, it's important to note, thank you for telling us about the format here, that as the ships, because the upgrades are free, you'll see their point costs on the side are actually not correct. Those are automatically generated from the squad overlay. So
Praise be to get another Squad Builder 2.0.
Yes. Thank you so much. So, for instance, Miranda does not cost 67 points. She's actually 59 points total.
And I also want to make a comment here. That's true. The points are going to be a little wonky. And you see Tyler Tippett. His ships are doing an aileron boost and then moving. So that 4 straight is actually a 2 straight. But you need the 1 forward for the aileron.
Yeah.
Then you need the 1 forward for the ship base. And then you do the 2 forward. So that was a 2 forward, but it ends up being a 4 forward because of the ship title. 1 + 1 + 2 is oftentimes 4, although not. I'm told not always. That's how math works.
Not always.
And when you see something like that, these are high-level competitive players. Sometimes they take shortcuts like that, and we're going to see interesting flying here today. The strikers are really mobile. They're going to be all over the place. And Dion's going to be racing to catch up with all of the numbers on the stream. We're going to do our best, folks.
All the numbers. I'm going to be hiring a official Gold Squadron intern here pretty soon to start doing just the tracking of the ships. All jokes aside, I want to talk a little bit about Nathan's list here. Mm-hmm. So with Miranda and barrage rockets, one thing you notice is he has the bow tie arc, the turret arc, pointed left and right. The reason for that is because he has barrage rockets off the front. Now, there's a lot of people who have confusion on how, that arc works with secondary weapons. So, on the barrage rocket card itself, it has, and we can actually take a second here. We can actually go ahead and bring that up. Okay. If you look at the barrage rocket card right there in the center of your screen, you see that it has
snazzy Dion.
It has the 3 attack dice symbol out the front symbol there. What that means is simply that in order to fire this weapon, you have to fire. You can only fire it out the front. That does not mean that your arc needs to be pointed there. That does not mean that you have to have the shaded red in the front or anything like that. It simply means that you have to have your enemy in the front in order for it to work. So with that, what he's doing is he has barrage rockets out the front covering a 3-dice attack. He's got the bow tie on the left and the right doing from his primary weapon, which is a double turret arc left and right for 2 dice. And then out the back, he's got a thread out the back, he's got the proton bombs. So essentially, there is no safe place in Miranda's area of doom. She's still very good. She still has a lot of different attack options.
She's got proton bombs at the back.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. That covers the backside. So every quadrant of that piece of cardboard has something dangerous. You could argue that probably the sides are going to be your best bet. The issue, though, is depending on your engagement angle. If you start on the side, most likely then you end up moving from the side to the back, and now you're in proton bomb hell. So we'll see how that goes.
What's interesting about these lists are I'm finding it an interesting sort of pivot or divider in the lists we're seeing today. Some are clearly designed only to function at this tournament, like Tyler Tippet's. Normally we're seeing Ruthlessness normally we're seeing Juke on Whisper with Vader. The Sloan Swarm is very interesting with Whisper. That's even more interesting. But you would not see this list with Ruthlessness. Whisper without an EPT is going to be a struggle in most games. Whereas Nathan Eide could very easily lose Leia from this list, and it would function outside of this event. If you think back to Tippet, Blair Bunky, the same alliteration, Blair Bunky in the first round, his list would struggle. He had 1695s with Crackshot and a Blue Squadron Escort with Leia. His list would struggle. He used Leia and in decisive moments twice in that game, and it's going to be that list is going to struggle outside of the Coruscant Open format. The same with, I don't know if Paul Heaver's list would struggle outside of the format. It seems like a bunch of guys came with that list. But certainly you could swap that Leia out, and that list wouldn't be as efficient, but it's not going to miss it as much as maybe Tyler's is going to miss Ruthless, or this list would miss Ruthlessness. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I've been talking for a long time today.
That's all right.
The fries have dried out my mouth. Delicious food here at FFG Center. And or how Blair Bunky's list might falter without Leia, and allowing that repositioning. So some of these lists are, like Nathan's, going to be certainly usable outside of this event. Some of these, like...
Here's a slam.
Yeah, like Blair Bunky or Tyler's, may not be usable outside this event.
Yep, and it's... I just want to talk about some of the positioning here. Tyler, at the top of your screen, is doing a great job. He's keeping the strikers together in a very loose formation, wall type of formation that can very easily basically try to trap one of these. I think the goal is Luke, right? Luke is in the corner.
Luke is 100% the target in this list. Yeah, 100%. Because of the regen, because he's going to be getting those shields back, because he can run, because he can get his points back. He can get over half. He can deny you a win. Yeah, he's going to have to be an early target. Absolutely.
All right, and before we go too far, I do want to say thank you to our round sponsor for today, and that is Curled Paw Creatives. Use our coupon code Coruscant18 to get 15% off of your entire order. No minimum orders, guys. Whatever you need from Curled Paw, go ahead and pick those up. Again, use the coupon code Coruscant18. They've been our round sponsor throughout our System Open series streaming. Thank you to them. And I promised it last time, and we're gonna do it. We're giving stuff away.
Are we?
We're giving stuff away. So,
oh boy.
But we got to earn the giveaways a little bit. Okay.
All right.
So if we can get, and I have the official Twitch chat box up on my screen now. If we can get this round, let's call it 5 more Twitch Prime subscriptions, I will give away 5 sets of Gold Squadron podcast alt arts that I have here with me today. And I have with me a 2 that I have not given on stream yet.
Ooh.
And this is the Nora Wexley, Fen Rao, IG-88B, IG-88C, and Lorik. All 2nd edition cards, full 5-card set with 5 more with 5 more Twitch Prime subscribers. And yeah, so looking forward to that. Go ahead and make sure to click that button. Looks like we got 1 already, Speedy Dan. So 4 more.
4 more. Come on, folks.
Alrighty, so Tyler doing a great job of keeping his swarm together. Tyler
that's
decloaked
hard.
Forward. Yeah, especially with all these extra.
Have you ever flown more than 2 strikers together?
Yes, I have, because of lists like this.
It's mind melding.
Yes, it's a lot of maneuvers.
Gonna melt your brain.
A lot of maneuvers.
Oh boy. No, chat's saying they were afraid for Luke, but Luke just turned in.
Yep.
Supernatural reflexes, 3 bank, away he went.
Three away. Astro Monova.
I don't know.
Green light Luke.
Tyler's playing very.
We just need 2 more.
Very cautious right now. I really like the way he's flying these strikers, keeping them together, keeping them all sort of in a loose formation, bringing them around the rocks. He's going to have a. I'm going to.
Go for it.
We've got a triangle of rocks, right?
Yep.
So I think we're going to try and see him come around rather than go through the rocks.
Yep.
Whisper can come through the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to point right at that rock because she can decloak.
Yep.
But the strikers really don't want to be in there.
Mm-mm.
Right? You really have to think about the rocks as a unit, right? And rather than like individual pieces. Especially on a strategic level like this where you're moving 6 ships in unison, right? You really have to think about where you're moving them, how you're moving them, and what the rock situation is. Especially with strikers where you can very, very easily end up putting yourself on a rock. That one bank one hard, you think, oh, I'll clear it. And
It'll be fine until it's
constantly throwing those corners onto rocks.
Keeping these strikers together. This is going to be a nightmare. I'm excited for I'm up for the challenge.
Well, we've got Supernatural Reflexes Sabine, we got Supernatural Reflexes Luke, and we got Miranda Doney. And so the reason I say we got Supernatural Reflexes Sabine,
is because she essentially gets that move, right?
We got the 4 pilot skill ones. She gets to move after. She knows where they are.
Hey Devin, you know what we just did?
What did we do?
We just unlocked the alt art giveaway.
We did it.
We did it. Boom. Easy. I thought that was going to be hard. Okay, I'm going to have to up the ante next.
You picked a number that was too low.
I did. Okay, you know what? This is what we'll do. So I said I'd give away 5 there, right? That was 5.
Yeah.
If we can get... here we go. So we reached the Twitch. If we can go +5 patrons, this is patreon.com/Gold Squadron, I will give away 5 more sets to the Twitch chat, and those 5 people are just going to get a set.
A set of all the
this whole art cards, including the set that they already get. They just get, like, here you go. You're brand new.
You're going to get 2?
Essentially, they're going to get 2
10 cards.
10 cards. Just throw it in your face.
So you want 5 patrons?
I want 5.
5?
That's it.
I got you 3, man. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. So 5 patrons.
5 more. Alrighty. And anybody who did, also, I do want to say, anybody who did Patreon earlier today is going to get the set too. Sorry, I forgot to say that.
You're still getting it.
You're still getting it. Don't worry. Don't worry. If you're like, oh, no, I did it too early.
All these gunboats in chat. There are no gunboats. Okay, there's one gunboat here today. I've seen one gunboat. Have you seen any gunboats?
Nope. But do you remember how much hype there was for the gunboats?
I detested it.
You detested it. I loved it. I loved it. Like, that is a symbol of hope and hype. Both.
That's what a TIE fighter is. It's a symbol of law and order in the galaxy, Dion.
Love it.
Peace and prosperity, symbolized by the Imperial Star Destroyer and the TIE fighter. These rebel scum. I can't wait to watch Tyler. I normally try to be objective and not pick sides, but I can't wait to watch Tyler Tippett take apart some terrorist scum here.
And for existing patrons, people are asking, what about us existing patrons? Oh, I got you guys faded. We're going to be doing some bigger giveaways for you guys later, more than cards.
We've had some questions about the tie. I know some of my friends are asking about the tie when we pop up on the stream. It's a Canadian tartan tie that we're wearing here today. I'm repping Canada, doing the best I can.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Canada will be proud. All that maple syrup place.
I got a lot of buddies chirping me in the chat. I got broad shoulders. I can take it.
That's right.
I'm doing my best.
Strong man.
All right. Now, they're taking a long time to think. I mean, Tyler's got to decide if he's going to, I think, would do a subpar decision. Bail, that said, he's a fantastic player.
Yep.
Come down through those rocks, fly like a god, wibble and wobble all around the rocks.
So what's the strategy here? Well, I'm going to be a god first.
Yeah, I'm just going to fly real well, and then we'll see what happens. Or if he's just going to continue going around the board, just waiting to see how Nathan wants to chase him. Miranda can keep slamming and slowly catching up, trying to put barrage rockets in behind.
Mm-hmm.
But the one bank, one hard from those strikers turns him around real fast.
It does.
And barrage rockets, it's just...
barrage rockets are really good.
It's only 3 dice.
It's 3 dice, 5 times, but sometimes that's enough. Now, one thing that Nathan has to be careful with is, yes, these strikers move fast, but if he keeps on tempting them, he keeps coming behind here, these strikers can turn around quick. They got a 1K.
Mm-hmm.
They got a one forward, 1K. All right, Miranda, let's go mow you down. So they need to be careful. I'm curious to see what this next maneuver here is for Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I'm him, you got to be a little bit cagey, do a 1 forward so that if you need to, make that turnaround just in case.
Because she can always slam away.
Yes, she can do
that
double
hard,
slam.
Or 2 hard, 3 hard, slam,
Mm-hmm.
be gone. Let's see. I was going to pull up striker dial because I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
That's really good. It's a very, very good dial.
I just wanted to know because I thought it had sloops. It does. It's got the 2 sloops.
2 sloops and 1K.
Just wanted to make sure. Before I was like, it's got the sloops too.
Yep.
They're real fast. It does look like I think he's going to come in through these. If he's got this ship up here, he's coming in through this lane. But it also looks like he's going to commit to this lane between the 2 big rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 1 and a bit wide, so that's pretty safe for him to shove probably 2 ships through.
All right, so there's the 1 bank. 1 bank. Gets him in there. Plug that hole where Luke cannot escape through. I know that sounds crazy, but Luke with a supernatural bank and
Well, maybe let's move the 1 and the 3 up.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. But like we're gonna start.
Yep, we're gonna start getting some engagement here.
We're gonna forget which ones are which if we don't keep up. We got to keep up.
It looks like we got 2 patrons in the chat. +2, +2. That's awesome.
Fantastisch, wunderbar. Actually, don't know if there are any German players here today. No, there are a bunch of Polish. No, Tristan said he ran into Tristan Singleton from the Grand River X-Wing League. Said he ran into some German and Dutch players. So there's got to be some here. Although it sounds like we're up to 3 more patrons.
Nice. 4 Germans are there, according to our chat. Maybe some
yes,
friends.
First Earth in Europe. He made a big list of all the Germans who had invites. Followed up with all of them to see who was here. 27 Europeans here today.
That's awesome.
Out of almost 90 invites. It's a shame, I think. I think of the Canadians that went down. We probably had 20 or 30 individual Canadians come down to fight in System Opens, and we had 6 or 7 invites. It's a pretty good ratio, I think. And then, you think of a System Open like Birmingham, 500 people, all the ones that happened in Central Europe and throughout the EU, and you have hundreds and hundreds of people, and we get the best of the best. But certainly there could be more. We
made our Patreon goal. It's done.
5. You did it.
We did it. All right. So we're gonna give away 10 sets to the chat, and then those patrons are all gonna get a set.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Yeah.
All righty.
All right.
Alrighty. So we're about to engage here. We're waiting for Luke and Whisper to do their thing.
And both of those are evadey, dodgy ships, and I don't think Supernatural Reflexes Luke has any business committing in this round.
Nope. Miranda coming out the side.
So she may have a shot this round.
She will.
Like a side shot here onto number 4, maybe.
Could possibly have a barrage rocket, depending on what Whisper did.
Good call.
Okay, makes that maneuver. Very nice. Good tight maneuvering there.
Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. Tight maneuvering here. Not sure I would have done the hard one with Whisper. Again, I'm not a top-level player like these boys. But one bank's a little bit safer. But he can probably tank a barrage rocket shot.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, Miranda slammed there. She can't shoot. Sorry.
Ah, great.
Slam and jam.
Slam and jam. My goodness. Now, Nathan's taking his time with Luke, making a decision.
I mean, you have so many choices. You can flip that. Right now, he's flipped close, so he's got the boost on his bar. He's got to make the decision right now. He knows that Tyler is thirsty for that X-Wing.
My call is bail, but it really depends what he's got dialed in, right?
Yeah.
He can Supernatural Luke all he wants, but if he did a hard 2 up board, I mean,
there ain't nothing you could do then.
Yeah, well, you could.
I mean, you can go in a little harder.
He could bank down board, and he could 2 hard up board and be like off to the side.
Right.
Probably take 1 shot, be okay. But then he's in the clutches of the
swarm. The swarm
will
be right there.
The 5-fingered Sentinel swarm.
5-finger death punch is kind of, I think, where you were going.
Yeah, we're reenacting a little bit of.
All right, here's the barrel roll. Supernatural to the left.
That's not how. Yeah, there you go.
Going off the left. He's opening up those wings. So he is in attack position.
Oof. No, one
bank in. So he's going to have some cover from the debris and be exchanging shots with just striker number 3. It's a good position.
Yeah.
It's a very good position.
I disagree, actually.
You disagree?
I disagree.
Okay, how so?
He has blocked 2 of his Supernatural Reflexes positions going into the next round. 2 extremely useful positions. He cannot barrel roll downboard, and he cannot boost in.
I disagree. He can definitely barrel downboard.
No, because you got to put it in the middle.
Yeah,
the
debris is right.
Here, you can't go here.
Oh, sorry. You said downboard.
Yeah,
I was looking upboard. Yes,
and then
you're correct.
And you can't boost into them. So if you wanted to go through the swarm, because they have to move fast.
Okay.
Their minimum move is like a 3 forward.
All right, first attack here. Hit. Blank.
And Tyler's fine.
That was from Luke.
So see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
You can't get through the swarm and behind it, right? By going up towards them, and then in terms of running away, he's sort of hampered. He has to go long almost.
Misses there. Well, so even while that's the case, he still does have options.
Oh, I'm not saying he doesn't have options, but it's like he's put himself in a position where he's. Supernatural Luke doesn't like to be boxed in.
Right.
And now he's sort of getting anything that makes Tyler's decision-making a little bit easier when he's flying a swarm like this.
Sure.
Is something that he's going to cling to, right?
Right.
Now he knows where Luke isn't going to be. He knows the direction that Luke has to go is kind of this way.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see.
Can't pull a funky dodge or either.
Right. But eventually, see, here's the catch-22 though. Nathan can't just run forever. He has to find his spot at some point. So the one bank gave him the option to either, if Tyler came in slow, he could have barrel rolled up earlier and then banked in. If he had come slow, I think that's really what it was for. If Tyler had not come over fast, he was hoping. Then that was a turn that Nathan would have just wrecked him. Like, all right, I win the game because I'm able to get behind you. But
absolutely,
this is the cost he's paying. Is now he's going to be a little bit more predictable this time. And
can we see what we get a little sneak peek here?
It looks like a bank to the right of some kind.
Oh, bank 3 maybe. Locked it in. Thanks, Nathan, for the sneak peek. That's an interesting move because now he knows that Luke's going to need to run a bit.
Yep.
He needs to bring, Sabine needs to come in. We're probably going to see
some cover fire.
Her absolutely lovely pilot ability.
Mm-hmm. Supernatural Sabine. She's quite strong. Leia does recharge, for those of you who are asking. Recharges, you need 3 words are hard. 3 charges to make it happen, and it recharges 1 per turn. I do want to say thank you to our new patrons. I do want to shout them out by name here. Thank you to Dan Hope, George Irwin, William Heim, Kelly Wilson, Timothy Opinaldo, Catherine. Man, I see, Catherine, I see you in the chat all the time, and I'm always curious how to say your last name. Nixera?
Ari Nixera.
And thank you to Joshua Newberry. You guys are awesome.
But even as Luke starts digging into these strikers, even as Miranda starts digging into these strikers, I mean, Tyler's keeping Sloan so close.
Yeah. You need the rerolls. You have to.
He's going to start pushing stress. When you kill one of those strikers, it's 2 stress?
It's double stress. So you're marked for death for 2 turns, essentially.
So, I mean, if Luke comes in and murks someone,
yep,
he's going to eat 2 stress. Right?
That's why you want to get Whisper first. you got to try to take her out.
Well, Tyler's going to keep Whisper in the middle of these boys.
For sure.
These planetary strikers. This is an adjunct battle to the Battle of Scarif. This was happening off screen to the left. That's why the strikers are fighting Luke Skywalker.
Love it. Where was Luke? Where was he?
I think he was in Tatooine at this point. I don't know.
He was.
We got to do some cleanup. They're going back for more intel.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Cassian Andor crew. What's that? Because that's not something very common that we've seen.
Sabine's off the bottom. Cassian Andor is very interesting. It rewards good play. So Cassian Andor says, before. Let me actually pull it up before I just start speaking off the cuff. I'm gonna.
No worries.
I'm gonna make sure I say right things on stream. Let's do though. That's Lando Calrissian. That's not Cassian Andor. Why am I having? Cassian Andor is 6 points. During the system phase, that's after you've set your dials, but before you move. You may choose one enemy ship at range 1 to 2, not at 0, I would add, and guess aloud its bearing and speed. So if you're good, if you know what your opponent is doing, or if you prepare for the worst case scenario and guess, if your opponent has 2 options and you guess one and you prepare for one, then you can sort of pick and choose your poison. So you guess aloud the bearing and speed, and then you look at the ship's dial. If the chosen ship's bearing and speed match your guess, you may set your dial to another maneuver.
Okay.
This is very nice. So if you have a lot of experience, as Tyler and Nathan do, with these ships and how they move, or sometimes there are very few options in X-Wing, you can sort of set yourself up for success.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go. Tyler moving those strikers. Just
bringing in the net.
Yeah, he's trying to create that net. I wouldn't be surprised if you see 4 and 2 kind of bank out here. And he's just taking up a bunch of space. He's
trying to set up the blocks. And you can see here, this is what I was talking about, right? Because he's now blocked all the supernatural reflexes exit points.
Yeah, yes. Nathan might have the barrel roll to the right. He might.
And then he's going to go over debris?
I mean, it's better than taking 4 or 5 shots.
I think if you go...
I think so.
Sure.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is going to be an exciting turn, but I think this might be one of those pivot turns where it's really going to determine the game.
If Tippet has caught Nathan here, which she may have done, that might be it. Yeah. It'll be interesting unless he ran hard. I think it's going to be a rough round for Luke. There's a lot of focus tokens lying on the board there. There's some pretty big ones out there.
So this is Sabine's ability, bank.
And now we know she's done a 3 bank.
There it is.
So now we might see a barrel roll on the other end, which would leave her stressed for the next turn if he does a linked action, which it does not, based on the direction he barrel rolled. I do not think he's going to linked action.
He's going to try to come around the top. I think this is the plan right here for next turn.
Well, he could also barrel roll and then hard turn, and then be pointing at where the strikers are going to be.
But then he's
going to be eating shots.
He's going to be eating shots, though. That's
which he may have to do to save Luke.
Luke!
No!
We'll see.
Right.
Alrighty.
And then it'll be interesting to see sort of how the strikers sort of nerf Cassian a little bit, because you get to look at their dial and you get to sort of get that precognition for Sabine's ability, but like
there's three possibilities of directions you can go.
Yeah,
so.
Where are they going? What's gonna happen? So this is interesting. Looks like Whisper's gonna get a shot. What do we have here? 3 forward from Luke. He might. I think that clears.
So no supernatural, just getting out.
Oh, he can't supernatural in this situation. So that's at range 1 of 2 of those boys. His foils are open, if we see over here. Right?
And 1 bank boost.
But his S foils are open.
May have called it out loud.
Okay.
Yep. It's.
No.
So I do want to remind.
It's only an issue if Tyler notices and says something.
Well, it's important. I do want to note that, especially at these type of events, premier events with FFG, we are simply spectators, and that is it. And it's our job to stay out of the way.
We're a step back from step back.
Yeah, we are a step back from spectator. Step down even farther from that.
I mean, you've been on the other side of that. I've been on the other side of that.
Yes.
Stream does not get involved.
Yes, correct.
It's me and my league. I'm going to go tell my guys what's up.
Right, of course.
I'm not going to go over and tell Nathan Eide and tell Tippet how to play.
That's not correct. Alrighty. So we measured range there. No barrage rockets coming in from Miranda.
But this is perhaps a learning example, a learning tip. That even good players, we're new to the game. We're not missing. We're not getting every trigger. We're not turning every card. We're not turning every token. And there's much more of that happening in 2.0 that you should be aware of, and that you should.
So I think Whisper takes
Looks like nothing because she spent the
there.
focus. Pot of shots. Dakod. Cloak from Whisper. Back to Dallas. Right. So we've seen it in a couple of games, and these are high-level players with much more experience playing than me, you, many of our viewers, and they forget stuff. You can forget stuff. You're allowed to do that. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think we've got some lanes coming in. I'm gonna talk about lanes. It's gonna be very difficult for the strikers to be quite as nimble as they need to be. Basically, the lane where Luke is right now is where a lot of those arcs are going to want to be pointed in the next round, right? Probably not to shoot Luke, but probably to punk and shoot Sabine, right? We're going to want a lot of strikers sort of pointed in this direction. So he's going to want to do a lot of banking and hard ones, hard turning, to sort of get strikers pointed that way to try to kill Sabine, because that's the next piece that Nathan is offering up to Tyler as he's trying to save Luke, and then to try and maybe get around and get some damage into Miranda now that she's Luke's sort of like.
Well, I want to talk about I've seen Nathan play a lot, right? I've streamed quite a few of his games, and in this situation, it really depends on the approach that he wants to take. If he's going to continue playing safe, or is it time to get aggressive? He has a tool in this list that he usually wouldn't have, and that would be the Leia. Okay?
Yeah.
So if he wants to get aggressive, he honestly has the choice here to K-turn. Because Tyler needs to move fast, right? He's required to do these ailerons. If he ends up kind of being... If Tyler doesn't remember that Nathan can K-turn here without penalty, and he gets caught going down here, you now have a Luke Skywalker on your 6 on several different strikers.
Right.
So, and he could even end up possibly catching Whisper in the side. So it's just important for Tyler to remember Leia, because that K-turn could be extremely dangerous.
I think we're going to see like a decloak from Whisper, and then her pointed sort of in that's with her arc in that sort of a direction. Right.
We'll see where the decloak is. It's going to give us a lot of information.
He can take a side shot from Miranda.
Yeah.
It's 2 dice.
Yep. Not too bad.
Twitch is saying stream down.
It should be back up in a sec. I fixed it already.
Okay. Was it a cord issue or?
No.
All right.
Just internet dropped out.
Happens from time to time.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. I mean, I'm completely wrong. Of course, I always knew Tyler Tippett would decloak to the right of the board. Why would he go the other way? That's a nonsense answer. Like, what? Why would anyone want to go that way? And I think certainly that's a more protective move of Whisper, a more conservative move. It's going to keep her sort of in the fight, coming back down and being more protective of her while keeping Sloane in range of the strikers for their for that potential stress at many, many, many ranges. All right, so we have the strikers coming around, and we're going to see whether we're going to get barrel rolls for arc or whether we're going to have focuses.
I mean, you just want to get shots. You want to get shots out there. There's the barrel roll.
There's the barrel roll for shots. So this number 1's going to be interesting. I think he's going to be stuck back here by this big rock, but let's see where he goes. Hard one. Sorry, 1 bank, hard 1 maybe. See, so hard 1 might put him on the rock. Yeah. Even Tyler Tippett puts his strikers on rocks.
Happens.
It happens. It's that 1 bank, 1 hard. You never quite know where it's going to be.
Here we go. No damage.
Pas de dommage.
The rock couldn't be the MVP.
Listen, if the rock's the MVP, your game's gone sideways. So we're going to see, no, we should get 3 and 1 caught up with these boys before it gets confusing. And I think we're going to get a barrel roll out of number 4, probably right in behind Luke maybe. Nope, big focus, big focus.
Just focus.
Now that's interesting. He might might be using that debris to self-stress at some point in the next turn to slow roll.
Mm-hmm.
To what end, I'm not sure, but maybe punking Luke.
Oh, he's got side-by-side there.
That's why we didn't get the barrel roll. And that poor striker's off his pegs up at the top. And let's bring, can we bring the number 2 down? There we go. Perfect. Those big tokens are quite nice. They show up well on stream.
Mm-hmm. We actually have a custom set in the mail from Curled Paw Creatives coming.
Just for your stream.
Just for our stream coming here pretty soon.
Oh, that's not the same size?
Yeah. No. Bigger.
Oh. Bigger. I like things that are big, Dion.
All right, so Sabine does the K-turn. Free K-turn.
So without a stress, that means he popped Leia.
Yep.
So that means we might see something interesting from Luke. I don't like that here because of where all the arcs are.
Well, yeah, so Tyler, I think, remember I said if Tyler would forget that he had the Leia on board, but Tyler covered that possibility here with his current position. All right, so there's the target lock onto Whisper, and the Whisper's going to be getting out of there here pretty soon. There's a 2-bank. Tyler just doing a great job of keeping pressure onto Luke.
And that's what you want to do. You need to herd the ace, get him into the corners, get him where they're not maneuverable. That was great positioning where he forced him into the rocks there, shut down supernatural reflexes. He's doing a great job of keeping the pressure on the ace, keeping arcs and shots on the ace. And we'll have to see what happens this round. Barrel roll from Whisper to get out of arc. Great move there. Can recloak, decloak, and be gone before Miranda is even near her. Although I'm kind of surprised and kind of disappointed that we haven't had a cloak and choke Whisper yet.
Cloak and choke? I don't know that.
That's Juke Vader.
Oh, cloak and choke. Got it.
There's the supernatural reflexes. Ooh.
No, he was trolling. He was trolling.
All right. Talon roll.
Talon roll.
I was going to say double. We're going to get some double stress, but we're going to have a single. No stress here. I forgot. He popped Leia.
Yep.
I wish they'd throw Leia on the board and be like,
yeah, this is it for sure.
We could have I don't know, confetti or something come up.
Yep. I do want to remind you guys that not remind you or inform you guys that we had to put our tripod on the table. Usually we put them on the floor so that we don't have the camera shake, but FFG asked us to keep the tripod out of any of the aisles or in the way for code reasons. So that's the reason why I suffer.
Your streaming setup right now looks like a weed droid.
Like a what?
The little it's in episode 4. It's got the 2 little tracks and a little light. Looks like a Wall-E.
Got it. You said that, and I didn't think.
Lead droid.
Oh, you said lead?
Yeah.
No, I thought you said
weed.
Yes.
Oh, weed droid.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm Canadian, but I'm not that Canadian.
Alrighty, so we're looking for distance there and out. So we're not going to trade any shots besides the one from Luke. Now, it's important. Here's something pretty big here. Luke was able to strip the evade off.
Yeah, weed 5 repair droid.
Okay, I would call that wed though.
Wed. All right.
So Luke was able to strip the evade token off of the Phantom.
Ooh.
Here. So no cloaking at the end of this round. That could make a big deal. That definitely limits Whisper, and it also means that next round he won't come back.
It's not hugely destructive to what to what Tyler's doing. Certainly, if you wanted to engage, he can do a hard one. If you wanted to bail, he could do a 3-bank barrel roll, right? And then that's has other issues. He's going to be down tokens, but he certainly can hide in the rocks or get the heck out of there. Both of his hard ones are open still.
Yep.
I miss when Nathan was down here and we got to see all his dials.
It's always nice.
Interesting.
So dials are set on Nathan's side. Tyler debating what number 4 and number 1 are going to do. I think he sees the fact that he did lose that evade token is going to give It's going to give Luke an opportunity to come down here and possibly give Whisper some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So, with his available options here, I mean, I don't know if number 4 can actually contribute this turn. He'd have to do something like a 1 bank and then sloop, but he's probably going to be out of range if he were to do that. Most likely, number 1 has maybe the best chance of giving Whisper some backup, maybe with a 1 bank, 1 hard, and landing in that pocket.
Yeah. I'm worried about 2 and 4. 4 because it can't keep with the banks. They're going to be over that rock, and it's going to be difficult for them to keep on target. And part of the reason that Tyler's been able to keep control of the movement of this game so much has been his dogged pursuit of Luke with 4 friggin' strikers.
Yeah.
By pointing, they got 3 attack dice each, right, Dion?
Yeah, that's 12 dice.
He's pointing 12 dice to Luke.
Saying, come over here, baby.
You need it. And so I think the position he's got himself in was one that I worried about when I talked about, like, getting into the triangle of rocks. Is now you're limiting your exit, right? You're limiting. It's not necessarily getting into the rocks. You're like, oh, I can get in there. It's not a problem. Sure, but, like, once you're in there, what are you going to do? How's it going to limit your maneuvers? When Luke was here, it's like, you can't supernatural reflexes.
And
right? How are you going to get out? Like, those are the things you really need to think about.
Yeah, the fact that Tyler wants to keep all those guns on the same target, the rocks have caused him to forced to separate, essentially. And he's going to have to do a little bit of work to get them back into a pseudo formation. Now, I know Tyler has the ability to do it, and the strikers are maneuverable enough to do it on their own. So there's a 1 bank that's going to miss the rock there, and probably just going to the right.
Yeah, he's going to have to come out and go around. I was wondering, before this round, if Tyler's swarm formed something of a Fibonacci sequence. Interesting. I like that maneuver there. Very interesting.
All right, looks like Sabine's in for some hurt here.
Here we go. Because we did this. Very fun. So let's see a 2 bank here from number 1. 1 bank.
1
hard. Oh, I like that. He's keeping his options open. He's got a couple of shots on Sabine. He knows he doesn't have to commit everybody to Sabine.
No, that's striker number 1 would have been way too far outside.
But I think taking your guns off Luke is something he had to do because of positioning. But it's something that's going to give control of the game and the engagement locations and back into Nathan's hand.
Absolutely. So, I mean, the fact that Tyler has guns here on Sabine, if he can get rid of Sabine, he's up on points. Now, all of a sudden, Nathan has to play a little bit more aggressive.
And those strikers, both of these players have played very cagey. With the strikers, you're killing a lot of time. Every move is 2 moves.
So there's that boost and 4 forward.
And a barrel roll out of arc. Oh, no, an evade.
Drops.
Just an evade.
Yeah, the barrel roll wouldn't have gotten him an arc. That would have been still range 3.
So now
Miranda 2 harding there. Dropping the focus for barrage rockets.
And then she's got target lock on Whisper too. There's the 3 bank I was talking about earlier. Keeps her in the fight, keeps her near the strikers.
That's in barrage rocket range, though. That's unobstructed barrage rockets without any modifiers. Currently, he's going to have to drop down a focus or a target lock. He could choose to barrel roll towards the bottom of the board in order to get out of range.
0 shots oftentimes better to take than 1 shot.
Every time.
Especially with focus target lock.
Oh, I got Nick Sierra right. I got it right. Fantastic. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you for supporting. I see you in the chat all the time. Thank you so much. Always a very positive experience. All right, so we got the barrel roll there. Should be out of range from Miranda. And those barrage rockets.
That's fine. I think barrage rockets, if you have 1 or 2 on your list, it's just like an extra little oomph.
Yeah.
You put 5 in the list,
yeah.
That's going to wreck you.
I think just the strength for Miranda is the fact that it gives her 3 out of 4 arcs that she can roll dice out of.
And, 1 to leave bombs out of.
Yeah, exactly. Just the full caboodle.
Interesting positioning with Luke. I'd love to see what he's doing right now. 3 bank, 3 heart. No, 3 heart's going to go into rock. Oh, no, that was it. So I did. Okay.
So reach for the target lock. So,
I don't like these target lock tokens. I don't know where they're from.
those are the top 50 target locks from 1.0.
Ugh. From which nationals? Which world?
From neither. It was a community run event.
Ugh. It's impossible to tell what they are. All right.
But he's using the blue side, so you can't tell.
I know. Yeah.
All right, so that's 4 dice proton torpedo going into Whisper.
Now Whisper has 2 of 8 dice.
It's a crit.
So he's spending the target lock.
4 crits going into Whisper.
So that was so the focus became.
Alrighty, that's
shields.
No mods there.
Shields
That's shields and a crit.
Tyler, you gonna show us what you got?
Usually when they don't show it, it's a pretty bad one.
Show us what you got.
So I'll go ahead and
Barrage rockets out. Now.
So that is going to be half on Whisper, by the way.
That's half on Whisper. That's 30 points. It's oftentimes more than 0. Now we've got a planetary sentinel has a shot on Sabine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. I mean, there's not much time left in this game, maybe 3-4 rounds. I don't think it's going to be possible for Tyler to ever catch Luke again, unless he K-turns everybody. That's not a great shot. Nope. Evaded from Sabine.
Safe.
On to the next round. So now Tyler's got to kill something, right? He's probably going to get...
He's got to take out... Sabine is going to be your best bet, but you can't lose Whisper. You have to make sure that she stays alive.
Sure, but I mean, I think... Based on the positioning of Luke and Miranda, they're probably going to get half on a striker or 2. All right, so Nathan's probably going to pop up towards 60, 90 points. Right? So now you're talking about having to get... Miranda's only 70 points. She's inexpensive.
Yep.
You got Sabine off the board. 45 brings him up. But if he trades a striker for Sabine, right, he's still down. Right, so you were talking earlier about paths to victory.
Right.
Right. What's Tyler's path to victory here?
So Tyler is going to have, I mean, honestly, it's going to be, sometimes you have to take the easy path. What do you have in front of you? Sabine's behind that beautiful arm right there. There she is. Okay. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go back here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go back here. Okay, I'm reassessing. So right now Sabine's a trap.
Correct.
Sabine is a trap. If he were to commit his forces down this way, you got Luke, you got Miranda coming through the backside. I think with the time waning here, 18, 19, he's going to have to regroup and make a pass at Miranda.
Yeah, he has to kill Miranda.
Yeah.
That's his path to victory.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you go check what the crit card is before we get too far so that we know what his options are? I know.
All right.
I know. All right. So do want to remind you guys, stick around. We're going to be doing our giveaways here pretty soon at the end of the game. All right, Devin, what is the update?
So, Dion, the crit is everyone's brand new favorite 2.0 crit, Fuel Leak.
Fuel Leak. So for those of you who are not familiar, let's go ahead and
throw that on the display.
Pull that up.
What's the point of having toys if you don't play with them?
Sorry, I forgot that toy is not ready to go.
It's not working yet.
That one's not ready to go. But Fuel Leak essentially says if you suffer a critical damage, suffer another damage. So if it's in a row, if there's a crit in a row, and you're going to suffer damage, it's +1.
So if the next damage on Whisper is a crit, she automatically dies.
She's dead. Crits are bad.
Fuel Leak is a
flippable one with an action.
I was going to say it's a time delay direct hit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's promise it's not
ticking,
as bad.
It's a ticking time bomb.
Time bomb. Yes.
Tick tock, tick tock. So Whisper needs to run.
Yep.
And Miranda needs to die.
Yeah, that's absolutely the path to victory for Tyler.
Luke is a point sink. Like he's not going to be able to catch or put damage into Luke in a meaningful way, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I absolutely agree.
Like
you're not wrong.
He's like 1.0 Poe. He's just going to tank a lot of damage. Tyler's a seasoned Swarm player. I mean, he's got all his dials down, and we're missing dials there for Miranda and Luke. So Nathan's got a lot of choices to make. Tyler's clearly made a decision one way or the other, whether he's going for Sabine and an easy kill and probably losing a striker or getting half points on some strikers. Or he's going to try and overcommit to Miranda, which involves a lot of K-turns.
The tricky part about getting to Miranda, though, is that she still has Slam, and she's a medium-based ship, which means that Slam is even farther away. So if Nathan, because Tyler has to move all of those Sentinels first, if Nathan sees that Miranda's in trouble, you slam her into position. Mm-hmm. So I think if Tyler is going to be going after Miranda here, he's going to have to do it by more than just trying to chase her from behind. He's going to have to turn around and try to trap her somewhere in this board.
And Miranda is pained by double stress from Sloan.
Yes.
But not crippled by it the way like Luke or Suntir or Supernatural Reflexes Vader might be. Or even a Whisper in a mirror-ish match.
All right, so we got the one bank towards the top of the board, waiting for the maneuver. And one heart, so he's planning on engaging up here, most likely. We'll probably see striker number 3 move towards the middle of the board as well. He has that option open.
It does look like he's making the reposition into Miranda, but again, we've been talking about how at this point in the game, a round is going to run you about 5 minutes. Certainly with this number of strikers, it might be a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. We're looking at maybe 3 rounds left in the game. Can he get Miranda down in 3 rounds? I don't know.
Well, let's find out. So
he looks like he's going to try.
He's allowed to try, Devin. He's allowed to try.
Listen, I'm not asking him to hang up the towel right now. I'm rooting for Tyler. I want Tyler to win, and I said that right off the hop. But like, he's got his work cut out for him right now. I think it was all in the positioning through the rocks. He took the heat off of Luke. That's 100 points. That's half the list. Just ran away. Mm-hmm. And
so there's a barrel roll to get into Miranda's face. There's the block. So he's looking for that block.
He's going to block her. He's going to put her on a rock. That also puts her, if she bumps into number 2's arc, it puts her into number 3's arc there. Yep. He's going to barrel roll that back up through the rocks. As well. But Miranda doesn't have no hull. She's got 9 hull.
It's going to focus just in case she goes faster than that. So the idea here is spreading out the arc so that he has options.
I don't think he's got time for that, Dion, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, that's when you spread out your arcs, that's what you're doing, right? You're spreading out the options.
Fair. Yeah. Now, again, Cassian unused this turn.
Mm-hmm. So Sabine just kind of floating around. He's like, I was the trap, and you didn't take me. You didn't take the trap. Barrel rolling over. He's debating his positioning here. And 3 bank. So going through the rock.
Yeah.
And the fact that he spread out his arcs is going to matter because he'll get an extra shot with number 3 on there and have a good pursuit lane for that striker. No damage. That's a second asteroid. It hasn't done any damage.
Whisper, does he barrel roll for the shot? Because if Whisper just throws a stack of dice at Miranda and does damage, she gets that Stygian particle array. She gets the evade, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe blocks Luke. Maybe eats 4 dice range 1 from Luke. Who knows?
The possibilities are endless.
Well, the possibilities are finite. I mean, she gets shot or she doesn't. But let's see what happens.
That's what I was saying that in a sarcastic manner, good sir.
All right.
All righty. So we're waiting for Whisper just barrel rolled there. He's looking for that shot, threatening Miranda and and Luke. I want to see where Luke is going. That's where I'm curious. The 3-bank was pretty solid on Nathan's part. Remember, Miranda does have bombs. She can't launch it, though. She has to drop it out the back.
So, but that's going to be her response for the next turn.
Yeah, for next turn.
He's going to prevent a close follow-up.
Are you watching that game? Did Eide take a focus after going over the rock? I'm not going to say anything.
We can't talk about it.
So,
where were we?
talking about how he's going to leave a proton bomb. He's going to poop it out.
Poop it out.
And the strikers are all going to take a crit, and it's going to be nasty. Interesting. All right, Luke. All right. Luke coming in. Getting into a couple of arcs, but I think he's going to be able to tank a hit or two here. Whisper is certainly not in any sort of... Whisper's not in any sort of position to do any sort of damage. And then we have a boost from Luke. You can see S-foils are closed, so we can get a boost there from Luke, getting out of arc. And he'll probably get shot here from the Planetary Sentinel, but I think Luke can tank 1 damage and be fine. There we go. Whisper shooting at Miranda with Ruthlessness. He's Ruthless number 1 there, Dion.
Yep. Takes the damage.
And on Miranda, Miranda appears to be down to 1 shield.
Down to 1 shield?
Yeah, she has 1 shield left here on the...
and Ruthless number 1 of the
Ruthless
strikers.
number 1 of the strikers. That is correct. Range 3 from Striker 3 onto Miranda looks like obstructed. No. 1 hit, doing what he can. Interesting. We've got 8 minutes left in the game. And I don't know. I don't know where Striker 1 goes. I don't know. Striker 2 and 4 have to come in real fast. Striker 3 is extremely limited as to its positioning.
Yep.
Whisper did hit Miranda, and he has forgotten a Stygian particle array. So it's been an interesting round. Maybe Tyler doesn't want a cloak. I'm not sure how.
Yep.
So I think I don't know. I wanna see maybe from 3, like a 1 bank.
All right, guys. I need to address this now. I see you guys. What you guys are talking about. I want to remind you guys that we are guests.
So in chat,
right? I'm just gonna let me take care of it. Okay. I see what you guys are talking about. There was an illegal action. We're here by the graces of FFG. They could have very easily not let us in the door, not let us stream and set up. We were asked to be a part. We're, like Devin said earlier, less than spectators.
Yeah.
We
cannot commentate.
That's right. We can't. Somebody came up and asked us. You'll hear it in the audio if you go earlier. We're not allowed to talk about it.
We can't brute force these guys.
Right.
We got 700, 800 people watching.
Yeah.
Judging everything they're doing.
Right.
You know. Catching every little thing. We got 800 eyes on this game.
Yeah.
They got 2.
And us as the actual spectators that people are walking around.
We're not spectators.
Oh, nope.
The stream guys aren't spectators.
Yep. That's it. So I want everybody to be aware. That's what we're doing. So
and FFG changed the rules. That's the way it works.
Exactly.
In response to an incident I was involved in Canada.
It happened to me first, I guess.
Oh, it happens to everybody. It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, because you had the dial thing.
Dial gate.
Sure.
Harpoon gate and dial gate all in the same place. It's great.
Look, I mean, you gotta take it on the shoulders and be like, look, this is our stance.
Yeah.
And I think your stance is very sensible. VTTV Live stance is very sensible. Being like, look, 800 eyes is better than 2 eyes. We get it.
Yep.
Right? But, like, you can't hold the players to that level of scrutiny. Everyone makes mistakes when they're playing a game.
Yep.
Right? And you can be I was almost gonna swear on your stream.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
You can almost you can say whatever you want anonymously on the internet, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, you're not here at Coruscant. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm not here at Coruscant.
Right.
And I'm lucky enough that Dion said, hey, you know, yeah, if you come with the guys, you can chat. You can come on stream with me. You can hang out. There's the proton bomb we were looking for.
Yep.
It looks like a thermal detonator, but it lies to you.
Lies.
You know, like, these guys are tired. We're in round 4.
Yep.
I mean, Tyler's moving 5 ships. He's decloaking. He's using the strikers every friggin' turn. Like, you're just gonna miss stuff. You know, it happens. And, you know, you can't turn chat off because it's a way to interact with the community. It's super important that you have that interaction, that you have that connection with the people, right?
Yep.
The folks at home.
All right, so I like that move. He knew that
we all knew the proton bomb was coming.
Proton was coming. Eide runs out. Hard turn. Love it. Let's go ahead and get that number over there.
There you go. You're catching up. And evade. Well, it's just something we just got to stay on it, right?
That's right. That's right. All right, so striker number 3, moving there. It's going to be banking through. This is probably the sloop. He's got to get those arcs on target.
I think he just might just sit on our debris. You think he's slooping? He didn't hit the debris. All right.
Okay, so no sloop. My bad. He's just trying to catch Miranda. Going fishing for ladies with lots of bombs and wings and missiles, all the things. Alrighty. So yeah, he's trying to create that kill box there.
We got the best of the best with honors, sir. That went right over Dion's head too.
Yep, missed it. Sorry.
Yeah, Will Smith fan, MIB.
I'm working, man. I'm working.
Yeah,
You're literally you get to just talk.
That's fair.
I got to do all of this and talk.
I've offered to help, but you're like, you have enacted some form of Rube Goldberg machine here.
Correct.
And
I love this.
Someone asked you in chat and in person today, how do I set up a streaming thing? And Dion, I have to say, I don't think anyone could replicate this. This mess of. We tried to help you set it up last night, and there's just, ladies and gentlemen at home, I am looking at a spider web of wires, 3 monitors, 2 of which may be computers. I don't even know. The 2 keyboards. There's like cameras everywhere.
The cameras everywhere.
If you ask Dion, the reason Dion's not going to tell you how his setup is done is because he probably doesn't remember how it works.
Alrighty, so we got the 3 bang from Miranda there.
I mean, with 2.5 minutes left,
probably just slam. You slam it. You slam it, jam it.
Yeah.
I mean,
slam and jam.
That's the right. I know it's not the exciting choice, but that is the correct choice.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we're gonna have a really. I would say this has been an extremely tense and tight game, and we don't have the points to really show that. Is he going to end up on a rock? But a 50% chance of damage is better than.
No,
he's not even on the rock. Like, just don't even worry about it, Devin.
Yep. He had plenty of space. Use the wiggle room in the templates.
Yeah.
And
I mean, what's Whisper going to do? Like, he can't even get after them. So there was like one shot of consequence that brought Whisper to half.
Yeah,
and he shot one proton torpedo all game.
We're gonna get one proton torpedo.
Luke got one shot, got 30 points, and was like, "We're good. Everybody, peace out.
We're done."
We tagged the ace, got him.
Yep.
Everyone, go home.
Luke is probably just skipping out.
But that's what I was saying earlier, right? Like, look at when the planetary sentinels took their targets off of Luke because of the positioning.
All right,
that allowed Luke to come back in, come around, set up the protorp shot, whack Whisper.
Yep.
Off they go. So we might get. I don't think Luke has a. He's using Leia again this round.
Set up the target lock. He's going to just try to snipe Whisper here.
Just you know.
All right. So here's a shot. 4 dice, re-rolls plus the 4. Oh, don't forget the bomb. Did the proton bomb hit? It did not.
No, it did not hit anything.
Okay.
Style Tippet's pretty good not getting hit by bombs.
Okay. Use
the
Force.
I mean, that's a good roll. Use the Force, Luke.
2 hits, 2 crits.
Use the Force, Whisper.
That's it. It takes a crit, fuel leak, kills her.
Yeah. Ouch, 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 ouch. GG. Well played. They got 30 seconds left in the round.
Yeah. That's going to be it. They're going to call it here any minute now. There it is.
No shots, no shots, no shots. And the handshake. Good game, guys.
So, I know that this type of game, like, people don't get super excited about, just watching flying, but it really came down to just positioning, right? 2 shots, literally 2 shots total in the game that actually did damage. And, that's it.
One of the tightest games I've ever played is against a friend of mine, Pete Smith, who was 2-time Attack Wing World Champion. I'm flying a TIE Swarm against his Defenders and Ace. And we actually had a judge watching us because we showed up, we got paired up, we got paired together round 1, and we didn't shoot at each other for 60 minutes.
Oop. Sorry. That's what I meant to click. Sorry about that.
There you go. And so it's on Wookiees from X-Wing. They don't stream anymore. They don't do anything anymore. But you can go find that. And it's me, he wasn't setting up, he wasn't giving me any options. So I'm just like flying back and forth with my Pataswarm.
Yep.
Right?
Just going back and forth.
We get an engagement. I get half on Ryad. He kills a TIE fighter and he bails all of the ships. Game over. He wins. He killed an Academy. He wins by 12 points. We ruined both of our tournaments. What can you do?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a good game. Go watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, find it somewhere. Wookiees on X-Wing. They're around somewhere. Now that no one's in control of the channel, I mean, the views are meaningless.
So, this game came down to flying, but
it was great flying on both sides.
It's time to give stuff away. This is my favorite part. It's time to give stuff away, Devin.
I don't know how this works.
So I got this.
You know how this works.
I do. All right. So here, this is going to be your job. Your job is going to be to write down the names of the people.
My apologies if I spell them wrong.
It's all right. So here we go. I just got to pull up something here. Let's do some giveaways. We have, so again, everybody who became a patron today is going to get the free set. And now this is going to be 10 total sets because we met both goals this round. We're going to give away some cards. 5-card set. Here we go. So all people in the chat, basically anybody who's a subscriber, if you're in the chat, you become you're considered an active user. So let's give away some free stuff. All right. So lucky person number 1. Where's my button? I need my actual Twitch chat to come up here. Let's see. Does it come up? Boom. First person is AZDR. First winner right there. AZDR. Okay.
Got her down.
All right. Next one. 3, 2, 1. Bam.
Chilling guy.
85. That's number 2. Been following since September 1st, 2018. Number 3, here we go. Bam. Peck 61480. Been following us since January. That was 3 or 4. Now we're at number 4.
3.
Number 4 is the real Alyrith. Bam.
Maybe they leave that one up a second so that I can make sure I spell it correctly.
For sure. You have been following us since June 2017.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
awesome. All right, number 5. Let's go ahead and hit it. Roll it. Astromanov, who's a current subscriber, but not following. Click the follow button. Click it. All right, was that 5 so far?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
That's how math works.
All right, here's the next one. Speedy Danny, 935, been following since 2018. Whoop, whoop.
All right. And now we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're doing 10 today, Dion?
10.
Ooh.
10. Bam. Paratus. No, it's not Tatis. Tis. All right. Let's do it again. Following since May 2018. You look like a nail. 2017 since May. What are we at now?
We're at You Look Like a Nail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 2 more, Dion.
2 more. 2 more. Oh, wait, the bot is giving it away before our sound gets there. So, whatever. Next one is the Mage Z. The Mage Z. And last but not least, drum roll. Legion 3. You have one. Bam.
I ran out of space, so it's over here.
Okay, that sounds good. So how do you claim your prizes, okay? So what you need to do is you have 2 options. I will tell you the preferred option and your other. So you can go ahead, send me a whisper through Twitch. I probably won't get to it for a couple days. I usually ship all this stuff on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Actually, sorry, no, because we're doing podcasts on the day. So Mondays and Thursdays are my ship stuff days. So go ahead, send me a message, and basically I will not reply until I ship it, because
Cool.
that's the way I mark it. It's done because as it's unread.
And you got to drive back to Chicago.
Yes, I got to drive back to Chicago. Absolutely.
It's a long drive.
The other option is go ahead and send me a Facebook message through the podcast page, not my personal Facebook. Mind you, if you want to be my personal Facebook friend, go ahead, click that friend button. We can be friends, no problem. Just the podcast Facebook allows me to track that kind of stuff a lot easier. So thank you so much. And patrons, I have your addresses already. So you guys put it in. So
shocking.
Easy peasy. I will, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a message on Patreon when it's shipped. So you'll get all that information, and I'll be doing all that crazy stuff this week. We're going to be giving more stuff away this next 2 rounds. And Devin,
yes, Dion.
I'm upping the ante.
Uh-oh.
We'll be back.
More than 10?
You'll see.